Well, we're back to Bleach Soul Resonance, and we have, we've got some compensation. Yeah, it's compensation Soul Resonance. 10 limited gacha tickets, 500 rewards for Bambietta showing up, 300 for maintenance. Don't talk down on my devs ever. I don't want to hear none of that on my devs again. I don't want to hear none of that on my devs again, all right? Okay? Bambietta exists, and we back. We bike. Okay? That's my devs right there. Let's get in there. We don't really need to yap about this. You get the idea. We'll read her stuff after we do the polls. I believe her core stamp currently is not available, so no core stamp right now. We'll have to read it somewhere else, or maybe we'll just do it at a different. Maybe we'll do it at the time where we're doing the core stamp video, or not the core stamp video, the crafting video, right? But until then, let's just get into it. If we get lucky, that'd be so nice. We haven't gotten like really lucky on summons in a long time. We also still, by the way, we have yet to get a double SSR pull at all in this game. So my backpack is full? What does that mean? What'd that mean? Hold on. What's that? 1 second. 1 second. Apparently I have not actually filtered any of those stamps in a long time. Anyway, we're back at it. So we still have not actually used Jades, by the way. We're about to use our first Jade with this upcoming pull. So let's grab 1 ticket from here. Looks like we almost have a full 10 pull without using anything. So if we get her here, we'd be completely free. What? I still have stuff to pull? Nothing there. Ooh. We still have not used any Jade, by the way, and we're gonna have a 10 pull here. So there that goes. I'm sorry, is my backpack full again? What the hell? I have so many. Okay. 1 second. I guess I gotta. By the way, to anyone who is new, you're essentially never actually using these blue stamps for anything, because you should just be pulling a copy of like the character's weapon. So I have just completely not used any of these for a very long time, and now I have a ton more of those blue exchange tickets. So I mean, we still haven't used any Jade. There it is. Literally, we did not use a single Jade for her. This is a crazy summon session for free-to-plays, because we essentially had 50 pulls or 40 pulls or something like that worth of exchange tickets and compensation. Now, I know some people wouldn't agree, but as someone who's free to play, I know that like if you're a low spender or a whale, you probably just want the character out. But for free to plays, I'll take the compensation. I will. I'm sorry. Bambietta's not that important. Yes, sir. I'm quieting up so we can hear it. It's pretty sick. Anything else? We have literally never pulled a 2 spot. Anything? We have still yet to pull a double SSR, man. That's crazy. No luck on that in that regard. We have still not used any Jade. We have still not used a single Jade, by the way. So let's go ahead and grab a weapon ticket here. And if we pull this in 1, we will not have used a single Jade for this character. We are going to have so much by the end of this. Even if we don't, even if we have to pity the weapon, we're going to have so much. It actually doesn't really matter that much, I'm not going to lie. We're going to have so much going into Yuryu and Candace. Yeah, it's fine. Because, like, the reality is, like, this is the most. This is, like, the majority of the Jade you spend. So it honestly is not a big deal. I don't know what that graphical glitch is that we're getting as we enter back in the shop there. But yeah, it's actually kind of chill. Yeah, it's fine. We'll take it. Like, it's fine, dude. We get our total rain done. There's that. We'll read it in a second. But yeah, there's the summons. That went crazy. I mean, we saved like 6,000 Jade there or something like that. I mean, like, no, more than that. I mean, it's actually we saved like 12,000 jade. I'm sorry. It's because it's like 1,600 times 8. So, I mean, yeah, there you go. All complete there. All complete there. Like, this again goes back to the thing where, like, if you can, it would be great to grab a copy of my Yuri, because we just got so... Shut up, BSR. Stop trying to sell me stuff. It'd be great to grab a copy of my Yuri, because we just get so much, man. We just get, like, so much rewards, honestly. There she is. Oh my gosh, she is talking a lot, no? So, let's check her out. If you're here for the non-summoning portion of this video, if you're here for the, you know, actually just looking into what she does, we're gonna give her a look here, because I have no idea. So 25% crit rate. That'll probably go up to, like, you know, that goes up to like 50% if you have this maxed. Increases spiritual pressure gained through the passive skill Bambi Squad Captain to 1.5 times the original amount. Okay. While in Volsten Dig state, for each stack of explosion on the target, increasing damage dealt by 0.5. When releasing finishing bombardment via the final attack of basic attack chain, defense ignored through explosion increases to 2.5. And the explosion checks are no longer cleared. Okay, when exiting the Volsten Dig state, in converting stored excess spiritual pressure, the conversion ratio increases to 1.1. Okay. Again, I believe there is no way to access her stamp, her core stamp, right? Yeah, it said after the reset, so in about an hour from when I'm recording this, sadly, so we won't get to see me do that. We'll instead check out her boundaries, and we'll just sort of give a roundup, because I believe something changed. Girl, you gotta be quiet. I just want to check out our passives. We don't really need to see what all our skills do. We'll check out the skills when we actually do like a showcase, but Bambietta stores excess spiritual pressure upon exiting the Volsten Dig state. Stored pressure is converted to spiritual pressure at a ratio of 1.0.5. Bambietta can... Oh, it's not 1.1 to 0.5. Blah, 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 last 18 seconds. The automatically releases technique Divine Slash while in the Volsten Dig state. As long as their spiritual pressure is above 0, hits from the basic attack chain, bombardment, apply explosion to enemies for 10 seconds, second to 70 times. Wow. Okay. What do these do? If a character other than Bambietta uses an entry skill, Bambietta gains spiritual pressure. When another character uses a counterattack, Bambietta gains 15% spiritual pressure. So this is pretty useless for now because there are no characters with entry skills. But this does tell us that my suspicions were right, which is that if you are a finesse type, you will probably have an entry skill. Whenever Bambietta releases an ultimate while in Volsten Dig, it ignores 37.5% up to a maximum. I think this number was 60% or something in the leaks, maybe. So at maximum, we'll still have to see. When Bambietta enters the field through an entry skill, her attack increases by 18% for 30 seconds. Pretty good. Okay. Whoa, my God! Look at her screen. She has a little entry skill thing over here. So yeah. Finesse types will just have this. This will be their thing. That's pretty cool. And let's check out boundaries, last but not least. Increases finesse damage by 25%. At the start of battle, spiritual pressure is immediately increased to maximum. That's going to be really good for rotations. I'd imagine you'll see a lot of Bambietta with this in her guide. Now, we can talk about the other, like, obvious point of contention here when it comes to boundaries. The maximum number of explosion stacks that can be applied to enemies increases to 100. When the entry skill Gliding Bombardment hits an enemy, it can apply up to 30 stacks of explosion. I believe that when it comes to characters like this, like Grimjo and the like, when you have a thing you can maximize that you can increase, it is usually the best to get that breakpoint. So for people who might just be joining for TYBW, maybe you haven't been here that long, I consider boundaries to work in breakpoints. So why go for B1 if you're not going to go for B2? Why go for B2 when all you need is B1? That is essentially or why go for even B1 if you only need B0 in the case of like White Ichigo? That's kind of the free-to-play, low-spending dance. In this case, I got incredibly lucky with my pulls, so you know, wouldn't you have it? I'm actually going to be in a pretty great position, probably like 50,000 Jade once we get to Yuryu, to actually pull for anyone I want, or pull for any dupe I want. So what I will say is, I think that if you're gonna go for Boundary 1, I would just wait. Again, these characters are here for a long time, but if you're gonna go for Boundary 1, I feel like you're probably gonna get Boundary 2 in general, because this is one of those ones that just increases her cap, and those are usually really good, I think. And that means that if you're it makes her like a little bit of an investment. Of course, you should wait for, you know, people like Giku's showcases at Boundary, at, you know, multiple dupes. You should wait for people's showcases who are whales and rotations and like. But sorry, I just took a little nap for this. But it does seem like Boundary 2 is a cash out. So if you're going to go for any boundaries, I think you should aim for Boundary 2. She looks really good, by the way. This effect, this visual looks really great. Nothing else to do really but get her not geared up, but leveled up. So I'll pause here and then I'll get her leveled and we can see what her stats are looking at, like her base stats. Okay, we are back and we've got her all leveled up and everything, so we can check this out. Increased finesse mastery by 5% during battle. When equipped by a full assault character, goes up to 7.5%. I believe this was nerfed from 10% or something like that. I can't remember. Oh, no. You know what it is? This is nerfed from, at max, being 15% instead of 20%, I think. When crit rate is equal or higher than 60%, ultimate damage is increased by another 7.5%. So, pretty good. Again, cannot have access to her core stamp as of yet, so at a nice and healthy 4,892, she starts with 30% crit rate, which is pretty good. I don't believe she has any crit rate on her other things. Maybe she might have some on her core stamp, but other than that, we've got her all leveled up here. How much does the entry skill do? 18,000 or 1,840 is a really juicy amount, considering that's like her like switch in. That should be pretty strong. Essentially, every time you switch one of these characters in, one of these finesse characters in, they're going to be doing a counterattack. That's good. We won't know for sure how good this gets, but you can see the defense drop, or the defense ignore went up to 50%. The attack on switch in went up to 25%. And the spiritual pressure gain went up to 20%. So here's her model. She looks really good. I will say this is a really great model. Just like checking her out here. Like, I really like the model detail, good run stop on her. Yeah, pretty cute. You know, pretty cute. I always say, you know, I'm not like a huge, like, oh my god, I have to pull every waifu or anything, but as far as having your girl realized pretty well here, I think she looks good. The coat looks really good. Having a bunch of flowy fabric always just looks better. I mean, we can go over here. And that's why this one looks so good. It's just like all of this flowy fabric looks so great on the model. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that one. We'll keep those on for videos for now. Probably won't stay forever because it's not like I'm like a huge Bambietta fan, but we'll go to the gacha. We did get a one pull here, so let's go ahead and pop that. See if we get anything. Ah! Nothing. I never pull double SSRs, dog. Never in my life. But don't do it. Pretty good summons overall. I mean, usually my summons end at, and I might get like 2,500 or 25,000 Jade because I pulled B0 and then so on and so forth. Ending at essentially 40,000 Jade. I mean, Global hasn't gotten any of her content yet. Ending at 40,000 Jade is fucking obscene. This is an obscene number to end at, and that comes from the compensation and the tickets. I mean, real talk, real is real. Like, I know we made fun of it for a while. Thankfully, we did get a bump in the end. We didn't know if we'd get like a bump in the end, but we made fun of it for a while. Oh, compensation this, compensation that. I'm gonna be honest. If Yuryu still releases in 2 weeks, and the only downside is that we missed out on a Bambietta who's not gonna really even have a team for a while, I don't want to be the one to say that I kind of don't mind. I mean, I literally got this character for free, and then I had to pull her stamp, which is, what is that, like 6,000 Jade or something like that. Like, I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. So, I've been Lone though. Like if you like the video, try to do it a couple, we're gonna get in. Peace.